More and more consumers are adopting e-commerce as their primary channel for shopping, whether it is groceries, electronics, apparel, fashion, you name it, right? As the share of e-commerce grows in the whole retail industry, it is imperative for retailers to address some of the chronic problems that they have faced from the day e-commerce started. Conversion rates, which are in the low single digits, cart abandonment rate averaging in the 70+%, and obviously shipping costs, which are a necessary evil in the whole e-commerce industry, right? We will parse through these issues in a series of conversations with Jon Nordeen, a senior retail executive and ex-CIO at Kohl and Hudson's Bay Company, and Akhilesh Srivastava, CEO and founder at FenixCommerce, and learn about how Phoenix is enabling retailers to improve both top line and costs by leveraging shipping and shipping information as a key lever. First, we will dive into the top line, how to increase and influence revenue for e-commerce retailers. We all know that conversion rates are in the low single digits. Cart abandonments, as I mentioned, are nearly in the range of 70%, and markdowns continue to be a key strategic plan element to draw down upon excess and outdated inventory. Jon and Akhilesh, let's break it down. Jon, why do you think conversion rates and cart abandonments are still in the ranges they are and continue to be problems for the industry?
Well, there's several factors that can lead to cart abandonment, and some of them we can't really do much about. Shoppers may just be shopping rather than buying, but there is one that stands out as a large factor that we can do something about, and that's shipping. And so in today's dominant model of shopping, the customer is asked to put an item in their basket without knowing the total cost and without knowing when they're going to get it, because they don't get any shipping information. That comes later when they see their cart and then proceed to checkout. What Phoenix allows is the ability for a retailer to tell the customer the whole story right on the product page. That story includes not only the product price in any product-based price promotions, but also shipping cost, shipping promotions, and when they're going to get it. So the customer is empowered right on the product page with all the information they need to make a decision. So clearly, this is an opportunity to reduce cart abandonment and increasing the rate of conversion, and possibly very dramatically. The question is, it will also likely cause the customer to not put an item in the basket because they do have the whole story. Now, this isn't necessarily a negative because they would just abandon it later. It's actually a much better experience for the customer to have all that information, make that decision up front. One of the key questions for the retailer is, how does that net out? Does the fact that the customer is empowered with all this information right up front lead to higher sales net when you net out all of those factors? Akhilesh, can you share some information that you have from your current installed customer base as to what they are seeing?
Thanks, Jon. So basically, the question about putting the dates on the PDP and the product page earlier in the funnel, and it can, to Jon's point, it can potentially work in two ways, right? One is if you have you are delivering faster, then it can potentially improve the conversion. Great news for the shopper, both the delivery dates as well as ship cost. They don't have to go all the way to the checkout to find out and kind of get frustrated in the process. At the same time, the other thing is also what we are continuing to see a lot of times for the shoppers, it's not always about two-day delivery. It's not always about same-day delivery. It's about the visibility, the transparency, which retailers have kind of often forgotten to provide. And what we continue to see is whenever our customers, they provide the estimated delivery dates on the product page, it impacts add to cart, basically from product page to add to cart, and we have seen that number goes up significantly in terms of the conversion rate from product to cart. And then also from cart to checkout, we have seen, because now people are not surprised in terms of what they're expecting, the overall cart abandonment rate is also lower. So couple of things which we are kind of, it's the, what I would say is cumulative effect of total improved experience from product page to cart to checkout. Of course, there are going to be some scenarios when dates are extremely long for some shoppers, and then they would not result in essentially adding to the cart. But again, those customers, to John's point, would have anyway checked out or left the shopping cart as it is. Some of our customers, I mean, as I mentioned, like Features, one of our client in this space, they saw between from the product page to cart, the conversion went up by almost 20%. And then overall, the conversion increment in the funnel from the product all the way to the confirmed order was almost 40% up. So that's the big impact which we are continuing to see by providing this experience throughout the shopping funnel.
That is very interesting, Akhilesh, that just by moving shipping and shipping information further up in the buying process, we are able to see conversion rates improve. Cart abandonments, I think, is a very valuable byproduct, because customers are filling carts which they intend to check out instead of filling carts and leaving out later, right? What impact have you seen on the cart value itself, the AOV of the cart?
Yeah, that's another great question. Basically, Suranjan. So what we have seen is a couple of things, and very interesting. When in about 10% of the cases, what we continue to see across our clients, when we expose this estimated delivery dates, we have seen about 10% of the shoppers, they are willing to pay for shipping upgrades, which is very reasonable. A lot of times that is just pure profits, goes straight to the bottom line. Because anyway, think about the scenario. If you are, as a retailer, you're offering a promotion which is free shipping threshold over $50 or $100, whatever the case might be, majority of the customers, when you don't have estimated delivery dates, they don't have any incentive to pay for shipping upgrades. When you do have estimated delivery date, they actually are incentivized, and that's the pattern behavior we see on the checkout, and that's pure margin. So that in itself increases the average order value, because the shipping revenue increases. And the other thing which we have seen is essentially even the average order value without shipping component. We have done these tests with Men's Warehouse, for example, where their average order value went up almost by 6% in the segment where Phoenix delivery dates were exposed versus the one where they were not exposed. So we have plenty of data in different scenarios where there is a pretty strong indication that average order value also improves by exposing this delivery date experience throughout the shopping journey.
Sure. John, any comments on what Akhilesh just said, and especially on the higher AOV or the order value, cart value?
That's great, Akhilesh. The numbers bear out what you would expect intuitively, that when consumers get a better experience, it gives them the information up front, they're more likely to make decisions to buy, and the numbers are bearing that out. I think the opportunity to put shipping up front, though, may be even greater and can drive retailers' top line in a couple of different ways. One is by offering enhanced shipping options, you can drive shipping revenue that can help offset shipping costs. The other way that may not be quite so obvious is that shipping promotions can be used to drive product sales, and customers may respond to that very well when they see the shipping promotion right on the product page up front.
So that's a great point, John, and a good segue into my next topic, right? Just to close out the previous one, I think we've talked about how shipping and shipping information can help drive better conversions and potentially lower cart abandonments as well. and potentially higher cart values, right? Now, with John's input on the shipping as a promotional lever, we'll dip into the second topic, which is on markdowns, right?